Most dizziness is not an emergency. On the other hand, I'm going to describe to you when dizziness is an emergency. I'm going to walk you through the steps of when you need to see your doctor, when to go to the ER, when to call 911, because yes, it could be concerning, but most of the time it's not. I'm Dr. Stephen Resnick. I'm a board certified neurologist. Welcome to the Healthy Mind. Two truths about dizziness. Both are true. Both matter. This video lives at the seam. So here we go. Truth number one. Most dizziness is not dangerous. I started off with that. It is true. It's very rare that dizziness is related to something very serious. So standing dizziness, BPP, anxiety, vestibular migraine, guess what? The last 4 videos walked you through each one of these causes. So 1, 2, 3, and 4, and now you're here because now you're wondering whether this is an emergency or you want to figure out and learn about this. So the truth one, it's not dangerous, and we have reasons why we're dizzy, and that's just why the history is so important. I can listen to my patients, and just by the history, I can figure out where the dizziness is coming from. So us as doctors, it's very important for us to listen to our patients and listen to when it's serious. So truth number 2, a subset is emergent. So this is where we're going to talk about when to call 911 doctor and seek help immediately. So let's talk about the vocabulary of dizziness. So when I was talking about the history, I was talking to you about when I ask a patient about dizziness. My patients will say, I have vertigo, or I was diagnosed with vertigo. Dizziness and vertigo are not diagnoses. They're symptoms. It's what you feel. A vertiginous symptom is a spinning sensorium. It's not a diagnosis. I ask my patients, tell me what you feel. I want to know what dizziness means. So is it vertigo, true spinning? Is it presyncope? Now, presyncope is what I determine, not what the patient. So presyncope means that the feeling that you're going to pass out. So a lot of doctors say, oh, the patient came in with presyncope. Well, I like to know what the patient was describing. I felt lightheaded, dizzy, and like I was going to pass out. So that could be what we call presyncope. Syncope is the actual passing out, the loss of consciousness, and disequilibrium, off balance when walking, no spitting. So there's a lot of words we use: dizziness, giddiness, vertigo, floating, rocking. There's so many symptoms that my patients describe as dizziness. So this is what I want to get into their head and see what they're describing, because that actually helps on the description. It doesn't give me the diagnosis, the description, and it starts to allow me to figure out what's going on. So hang in there. We're going to go through the next slides. I'm going to guide you through when to seek help and when there's an emergency. So how the brain fails, there's 3 ways. So 3 pathways. One is blood flow, stroke, boom, blocked artery, cardiac arrhythmia, the pumping of the heart, right? So the heart pumps, does pump, 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 and lack of blood flow, right? So there's a blood flow. Or a big drop in blood pressure. We talked about in the last videos, orthostatic hypotension. As you stand up, blood pressure drops. That's blood flow. Number 2 is a direct hit mechanism. Means exactly in the area of the location of the brainstem, the cerebellum, where there's damage. There's a bleeding in the cerebellum or a stroke in the cerebellum. That cerebellum is a part of the back of the brain. It's called actually a mini brain that is in charge of balance and coordination. So when you start getting balance discoordination associated with dizziness, and systemic, like a severe infection, like taking over your body, what we call sepsis, or massive dehydration, where you just have lack of hydration and volume, or a cardiac event, a metabolic crisis, or dizziness as a symptom of a larger problem. So again, dizziness is a symptom. It's not a diagnosis. Central versus peripheral. So this is a fancy way, neurologist and ENT. So central is a neurologist, peripheral is an ENT, but there's also neurotologists that do both. I'm a neurologist. I actually do both because so many patients come in with dizziness and they get concerned about dizziness that is more serious. It's more brain related, so they end up seeing the neurologist. And a lot of times doctors don't know how to interpret dizziness and the examination, and sometimes patients don't know what to say because they're scared or just can't describe it. So I'm going to walk you through this. So I'm sorry, we're talking a lot. Let's get through this. Peripheral means the ear. It's usually benign. Benign paroxysmal positional vertigo. We talked about the other lecture. I have a full video and a fix on that. Vestibular neuritis, which is inflammation of the vestibular nerve, or what we call labyrinthitis, vestibular neuritis of the labyrinth system, or Meniere's disease. We have a video on that as well. Central is the brain. Again, as a neurologist, brainstem, cerebellum. It can be dangerous, stroke, tumor, something related to like multiple sclerosis, or vertebral artery dissections, when the artery that feeds the back of the brain, which is the cerebellum or brainstem, dissects, where it rips, and then you develop what we call two lumens, and then one of the lumen or one of the becomes almost like two arteries. One of them is full of a false lumen where you get clot, and that can go up to the brain. So that's a whole different cause. But again, this is our job as neurologists. Your job is to figure out whether you need to go see a specialist, which specialist, and when to see your doctor, 911, or drive yourself to the emergency room or call the ambulance 911. So if you're worried, your worry is warranted. This is a video to help you decide on what to do and to help you understand what your nervous system is telling you and to pay attention to what you're feeling. So trust the patterns and let me give them to you. So the mistake that costs time. We have a whole video on stroke. Time is brain. Get to the hospital immediately. I've heard my patients say, oh, it's just the ear, it's BPV, or it's just anxiety, or it's going to get better in a few minutes. The rule is dizziness alone without a known cause usually can wait. So if you're just dizzy and you have a lightheadedness, dizziness, and it's not associated with any neurological symptom, because the way the anatomy works is that if dizziness is produced by your brainstem or cerebellum, the structures in that area are so connected together. They're right next to each other. So if you have an arterial problem, it's going to affect the other areas too. So you're going to have more than just dizziness. So dizziness alone usually is not the problem. Dizziness with a partner symptom that does not belong deserves immediate evaluation. So that is where the rule is. So dizziness plus something else requires the attention. So let's talk about those red flags. So remember, red stripes, red flags, that's part of the lecture series. Dizziness with any of these, call 911. Weakness, one side can't move. Numbness, loss of sensation of one side. Speech, slurring your speech, or what we call language, difficulty with saying what you want to say or comprehending. Walking, we can't walk in a straight line. Now, it gets tricky because if you're spinning around related to the ear and walking, it's when it's out of proportion. But if you really have a really bad dizziness attack with walking difficulty because of the risk of fall, 911, yes. Or if you've never had this before, obviously if you've been diagnosed with Meniere's disease, different story. So vision, if you get double vision, loss of vision, unable to see a visual field. Headache associated, we had a talk on vestibular migraine. Again, if you have a history of migraines and vestibular migraines, but it's a diagnosis of exclusion, is vestibular migraine. So a headache that's a thunderclap, boom, worst headache of your life. Get to the hospital immediately. That could be an aneurysm. It could be what we call subarachnoid hemorrhage. So get to the hospital. Cardiovascular risk factors. So we talk about your brain, chest pain associated, radiating to your jaw or your left arm, shortness of breath with it, palpitations, thumping, skipping, fainting, losing consciousness, sweating with it. Sometimes we're sweating and associated with dehydration. That is something to be associated, but without a clear cause, that is something to go to the emergency room, not your urgent care. Remember, the urgent care is for something less urgent. Emergency patterns. So again, I described thunderclap, the worst headache of your life, and precipitated by Valsalva. What does that mean? If you're in a bathroom and you have a bowel movement and you hold, boom, increased pressure to the brain. If you're having sex, some increase to the brain. If you're heavy weights, exercise, and you hold your breath with a squat, increase. I've seen that happen, unfortunately, in aneurysms that rupture. So again, pain along the neck, going to a chiropractor, and afterwards a manipulation can rip the artery. You can get what we call vertebral dissection. An infection like stiff neck with fever, inability to move your neck, possible meningitis, to go to the ER. It's a rare cause, but it's something to think about. Again, this is where you want to go to the emergency room immediately or speak to your physician immediately. Here's the action plan. There are 3 levels, and I went through those 3 levels on and off through the slides. Again, 911. ER doctor, 911 if it's focal neurological symptoms, ER if the dizziness doesn't stop and someone can drive without the neurological symptoms. Doctor, when you know the dizziness is benign, whether you're safe and you want to talk to your doctor about it, and you've had this many, many times, and if you were diagnosed with BPV, again, it's your call. This is education. So these are the 3 things so I can guide you so you can understand education about you and about a family member that you witness or a friend. Okay, remember, this is education. It's not personal medical advice. Every person is different. Every case scenario is different. So when in doubt, err on the side of getting evaluated. If your symptoms are new, severe, or worrying, get help immediately. This was a lot. I walked you through it. I spoke a lot about things. But the thing about this video is the red flags, and I gave you a lot of them. The other videos that I had, which are 4 of these, and I'm going to have more videos, is to understand that, wait a minute, I am dizzy or I have vertigo because of those causes. But you want to talk to your ER doctor. You trust the pattern. Dizziness alone usually passes. It's usually benign. But dizziness with that partner, dizziness associated with another symptom, needs to be evaluated immediately. This is the last video in the dizziness lecture. I'm going to have more videos later on. And if you can drop a comment and say, you know what, I want you to talk about more dizziness related to so-and-so, I will do so. Hit subscribe if you can subscribe. Hit like if you like. Share it with a friend. Brain, mind, body, one nervous system. I'm Dr. Steve Resnick. I'm a board certified neurologist. Thank you for joining. Have a beautiful day.